Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. This is Daily Trading Analysis with a quick market update for today, March the 3rd. So today we got two important economic data. Global Services PMI came in line as expected, 50 from the 46.8 previous one, and a composite again also from 46 to 50, aligned with expectations. But the main one was ISM PMI. And we were expecting a little bit higher PMI, non-manufacturing PMI, but it came a little bit higher, and then employment a little bit higher, and then new orders a little bit higher, and business activity a little bit lower. So mixed data in here, but mostly I think we are going to see that in the charts. But I think market took a dip because of employment and new orders came hotter than expected, but I think overall the performance on the PMI and the ISM was really good, and we are continuing to the upside, mainly jumped and pushed by the Fed official that yesterday, Rafael Bostic, said that he's trying to incentivize, and he's really thinking about the fact that 25 basis points is going to be the good raise, good hike for the upcoming FOMCs. He has no rights, voting rights, but again, he's advising and explaining that going in little steps moving forward with 25 basis points is going to be key. His opinion is that is the proper way moving forward. So let's see how markets reacted to that. So yesterday, as you all know, you should know, we basically, once Bostic talked about that, we moved literally higher, and we closed at the highs during overnight today. We were holding these levels, this late spike, and at the open today we are nicely moving up. This was the dip on the ISM non-manufacturing PMI. We jumped off the point of control that was down here at that point, and I took this long. I took profits, and that's all for today for me. 1.33 in the green on the Nasdaq. It's enough for me to lock in profits, because as you can see, the price action is now entering a very, very critical spot, resistance level. You can see at in between 12,200 and 12,250, there's a lot of resistance that you can see that was previous support is now resistance one time, and now we are approaching that level. So my job is to minimize risk, and I think this is a good level for the Nasdaq based on previous activity. I mean, yesterday we moved super high, and now today we are continuing higher. The daily is looking really good, with this bottoming tail of the blue dot line that is last week low, super critical level. Everyone was watching this level yesterday, and we bounced off that, and the daily is looking pretty good for next week to break or reclaim this 1200 250. This red line is critical to me, and I don't have any intention of trading it unless we really are bullish. I think this week has been really good to bounce off this pullback that we got from the highs, and I think next week we will have to see and to get new economic data and new information in order for us to do this kind of thing. I still think we are in danger of doing something like this, so be careful, because this might be possible. The rejection of this level, shorts are going to be here, so be careful with this level, because I think we might do that. If not, we should expect things like that. So holding this level is, to me, I mean, this can go lower, but for sure, this needs to be the higher low that all are watching. If we start moving, rejecting this area and start going down again into the range, it's going to be really tricky for bulls to push higher than the bears. So be careful. We are in a critical stop. Congratulations, bulls. This week, I think we were consolidating, and now we are finishing the week. We are finishing the week really strong, as you can see. We are putting a nice bottoming tail, but we'll have to see day by day next week how things developed. Let's check what kind of news we may have next week. So next week, we have Chair Powell testimony on Tuesday. That is going to impact the markets for sure. And then on Wednesday, we have JOLTS, job openings, and again, Jerome Powell testimony at 10. And then we have on Friday, non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. So really interesting and important week ahead. So I think the obvious thing, at least for me, is just to take my gains, my profits, enjoy the weekend, and wait for next week. This is a nice trending pattern for the Nasdaq, and also dollar is finding some resistance at these levels with 200. It's not pushing up, that's good, and also the 2-year yield and the 10-year yield are pulling back. 10-year yield is right now right below again. It's pulling back of 4%, and that is really good. Regarding terminal rates, we push back from the 5.5%. We are now at 5.46. No big moves. The main thing is that the 10-year is now again below 4%, and I think that's pushing the markets up. Tesla is leading the market with 4.30%. If we check the 2-hour, look at this. This is really bullish, at least after all this rejection last week. Meta 5.63. Look at this beautiful push. Meta still riding the hype on AI. And overall, if you check then the sector funds, technology is doing pretty good. Consumer discretionary is also bouncing, and financials, all three sector funds that are offensive and risk on are in the green. The critical thing is that the defensive sectors are also in the green, so I think everyone is pushing, is moving, rotating to all the sector funds. That's good, but the main takeaway for me is this ratio. This is XLY versus XLP, consumer discretionary versus staples. After all these trends that are mainly putting lower highs, we were approaching this resistance at 211. This is a ratio, remember, and now we are putting this kind of double bottom that we may be holding for next week, start to retest again the ratio up. Going up means, in this ratio, means that XLY consumer discretionary is stronger than staples, and that usually tells us that consumer discretionary is pushing the market up, and this is what is occurring. We are moving up with the consumer discretionary push on the backside. That's really interesting, and in my opinion is quite bullish and reinforces the fact that we are moving up in a healthy way. We are now bouncing from a technical level of support, and now we are testing again this resistance. But remember, anything can happen. We are at this critical level of 12,230 and 250. We are moving up really good, but still it's Friday. If you have profits, just take profits, because anything can happen. Crude oil is flying. After, look at this, we are approaching this big level. Look at this. This bottoming tail is due to Emirates saying that it's thinking about maybe leaving the OPEC. That is really important. Look at this. This is showing big demand. And this move, you have to take into consideration these kind of moves on crude oil. We are approaching this descending resistance with this bottoming tail. So if crude oil, energy start going up, that will impact inflation. So watch this 83 level, between 82 and 83 level, because everything looks like we are going to retest that. We are pushing strong, and we will have to see next week. This is the only concern for this week for me. Regarding the rest, just enjoy a choppy week, but I think we are ending up the week pretty strong. So as always, thank you for your time. If you found this video useful, please remember to click the like button and subscribe to the channel to receive notifications when I upload new videos. Remember that I upload new videos every single day for market forecast, market updates, and market recaps. I appreciate your time as always, but remember that the trading day is not over yet. We are in the middle of lunchtime, but into the power hour, anything can happen. I think 12,250 may be reachable, but we have potential to the downside to still look bullish, but maybe destroy your day if you keep FOMOing in. My recommendation is always take profits and manage your risk with discipline and be smart. Don't ruin your day. Enjoy your weekend and see you on Monday. Discipline and risk management are key for success. Stay safe, everyone.